Hello friends, welcome back to a little coffee club. As promised, we're gonna try Brian Quan's coffee as pour over today. And you know, the other video, the one you saw last week, so previous video to this one, if you haven't seen it, check it out, because on that video I give a little bit more background behind the thinking of Brian's company, Asian Roasting Project. Check him out, check out his YouTube channel, and see what it is that he's trying to do here. Today I'm mainly just gonna concentrate on brewing it as pour over and see what we get. When I first opened the coffee, I was expecting to see like a darker roast. Perhaps I'm totally off on this, but you know, my thinking was that I believe in Asian countries, they kind of gravitate more towards a darker roast coffee, darker roast profile. So that's what I expected to see, and not at all. This coffee was extremely light. One standout thing about the coffee, because we brewed it as espresso last time, so check that out. But one standout thing about this coffee was the aroma. Okay, when I ground this coffee, it gave me the most like wonderful aroma I think I've ever gotten from any coffee. Okay, another clarification I want to make. I thought, I was trying to think like how many days off of roast I received it, and I thought it was like the middle of the month, but yesterday when I recorded last week's video when we brewed it as espresso, it was only the 9th. So it wasn't the middle of the month, it was the 9th. The coffee was roasted, I believe, on the 1st. Let's take a quick look. So like I said, I was gonna put it in a little utmost canister to kind of keep it as fresh as possible. And that's what I've done. As I told you guys before, okay, these little canisters, they make kind of like a vacuum seal to keep the coffee as fresh as possible. Look, I'm already getting that aroma. It's just that this coffee is crazy when it comes to the aroma. Wow, that is awesome. All right, let's take a look at the little bag. As I told you guys in the past, when I store a coffee in one of these canisters, I either cut out the label or I'll put the whole bag in there like I did this time if it fits, or I'll at least write it down on a little post-it note or something so that I know what's in there. Because if you have a few of these laying around or different places where you store coffee and you take it out of the bag, I guarantee you're gonna forget. So always make a note of it, okay? Always make a note of that. All right, so anyway, this coffee, the roasting date is right on the back here on the bottom, and it is 11/1. So, and I had received it already for like, I don't know, 3 or 4 days. So wow, this coffee I received right away. Okay, I placed the order. It looks like it got roasted on 11/1, and I received it like 3 or 4 days, maybe at most 5 days off of roast. I don't remember if I had it already 2 or 3 days or what it was, but you're gonna receive it really fresh and really fast. Could that have something to do with the aroma? I don't think so. I've received from other companies also, I've received coffee very, very fast. So, maybe it has something to do with it, I'm sure, but it can't be the only factor here. Anyway, but when I opened this and I saw how light it was, I thought, because I don't I would have tried it anyway, but normally for pour overs, which is what I drink most of the time, is what I make every single morning. Pour overs, I like a lighter roast coffee, a lot lighter. So when I saw how light this was, I thought, wow, this is gonna be perfect. I can't wait now. But since I was all set up to do the espresso video, I went ahead and recorded the espresso first. Today, we're gonna make a pour over. So let's go over to the other counter and grind some coffee, and let's try this as pour over. By the way, again, please watch the previous video to this one so you get a little bit more background as to the Asia Roasting Project from Brian and what it is that he's trying to do, or at least the way I understand it. I think it's a really cool concept, and I hope he succeeds at it. Let's try it. I'm so excited to try this as pour over. Let's go to the other counter. All right, so here we go. We're getting everything set up. We are ready to start brewing. We are on 80 clicks on the EasyPresso K Plus model. You know, this is a little bit coarser than I usually like to start, but I am looking for a kind of like a faster brew, maybe about 3.5 minutes. Water temperature is holding, as you could see there, at 97. So I do want to keep it quite hot. And I'm still hooked on the Steadfast Brewer. I'm so hooked on it still. But I have made a little modification to my pouring structure as to that brewer. And it's not always, but I think today I'm going to use this little modification and show you guys. So let's get things warmed up and get things going here. Okay, I think we're gonna start at this angle here, see if it works out for you guys. But first we have to grind the coffee, so let's dose out. We're gonna do 20 grams as I normally do. Okay, let me just recenter the scale here so you guys could see it a little bit better. All right, so we're gonna check retention. Last time I think I used the hand grinder, we had a little bit of tiny retention and I couldn't believe it. I'm like, wow, that never happens, but it is what it is. It's what happened that day. You know, retention is not a thing on a hand grinder, but on this channel, we always check retention. People love it. So why not? I don't mind doing it. Besides, I want to know myself. And we've kept an eye on several things on this channel. So if you look through all the videos, you will see like a lot of talk as to the Elite Bianca. I started out on a Brevo infuser. So there's tons of videos showing the Brevo infuser and the Smart Grinder Pro, which is a lot easier kind of way of entering the coffee brewing and all that. It's a lot cheaper. So yeah, there's a lot of comparisons happening, you know, where I've compared the grinders, the scales as well. You know, right now for pour overs, I always use the Timemore, and usually for pour overs, I use the hand grinder. But as far as scales, we do have a lot of comparisons. We've been keeping an eye between the Akaya Lunar scale and the Timemore Black Mirror Nano, which is this one, which I love it. But there's a couple of little things. If you look back on the videos, we have lots and lots of comparisons and, you know, picking out little glitches here and there, let's say. All right, so let's go ahead and start dosing out. All right, Brian, here we go. 20 grams. Again, the most aroma, like wonderful aroma I've ever gotten from any coffee. This is so far the leader in that department. Okay, bar none, the best one so far. Wow. And when you grind it, it's amazing. It only gets better from here. Okay. Okay, we're at 19.9, between 19.9 and 20. So we're gonna roll with that. If I put one more bean in there, we'll be over. Again, I'm just gonna keep this in the bag just for now because I'm gonna put it back in the little Atmos canister when we finish the video. Okay, now as pour over, I'm assuming I'm gonna have a lot of better kind of, I don't wanna call it luck, but I'll be able to better able to identify the tasting notes. Let's say it that way. I will be able to identify the tasting notes a lot easier as pour over than espresso. Okay, so, all right, 19.9, let's grind this. We are at 80 clicks. Let's see what we get. Again, to grind on a hand grinder like this one, they're not all created equal, but on this one, at 80 clicks, 20 grams, it only takes like 20 seconds to maybe 25 seconds, no more than 30 seconds, even if you're like really slow. At the end, just give it a tap at the bottom, kind of make sure everything went through. Once that you get it to spin freely like this, you know, you got everything. Okay, one last thing I like to do, I give it a couple of taps here on the top like this, and then I spin if the spindle spins freely after that, then you're really good to go. Okay, let's see what we got as far as retention. We were at 19.9, and we're still on, well, between 19.8 and 19.9. We'll just call it roughly the same. We didn't have any retention today. Wow, okay, right here, again, is what I'm telling you guys. Just the aroma, you get bombarded by aroma, it's just wonderful. Man, wow. Seriously, my goodness. Okay, you guys know how I like doing a little kind of stirring of the grounds in the catch cup before I put it in the brewer. So why not? It's fast and easy. I just use the basic thick needles that experts out there don't seem to like, but you know, in a lot of situations like doing this, it's just easier and better. Just get yourself 2 sets. That way you can choose and pick and choose how it is you're gonna do your distribution. Okay, so we are going to start warming things up. Again, rinsing the paper might not be vital, but I have showed you guys how to fold these a ton of times. But this is the Kalita 102 type filters. The brewer I'm using is called the Steadfast. I have a full review on the channel and I've been using it a whole bunch. I'm completely hooked on it. It's very consistent. One of the things I like about it, very consistent. You will get like a little bit slower than say a V60 or the Origami, perhaps a bit slower than that, but you could still, you know, you can get it to go quite fast. Now, depending on the grind size, you know, grind size being equal, okay, you will get a faster drawdown on an Origami or a V60 than the Steadfast. The Steadfast will give you a little bit more sweetness, and that's what I have found, and that's what I kind of really like when it comes to coffee. I like those sweeter notes. And according to Brian, that's what we're supposed to be getting here, so I can't wait. All right, let's do some rinsing and start heating things up. You know, these little smaller size filters, like I've told you guys before, you know, they look better, especially on the videos. You know, it's kind of flush with the brewer, so it's perfect. But the bigger one, kind of, to me, I kind of think it's just easier to use. It sticks to the walls a little bit better. And it gives you a little bit of that extra room that I could appreciate at times. Okay, but we got it in there. It's perfect. Let's get the water. You know, recently I did a brew. It was on Kyle's coffee, right? Wow, you guys already, if you saw the video, you know what I thought about that. Incredible. But yeah, I forgot to dump out the excess water, and that became a whole challenge. All right. I did notice though, I always notice. Okay, so now I put the hot water into my cup just to get the cup hot and rinsed and everything. I do find that this, you know, I don't know, that cup I always wash with detergent. So the fact that I give it this extra rinse, I do see a difference. I have to say, I do see a difference. Okay, let's weigh this one more time. We didn't get any retention, but we already checked. Okay, yeah, 19.9, we don't have anything stuck anywhere. We are ready to go here. Okay, you guys know that as far as pour overs, I usually do a 1:15 ratio. That's what I go with, okay? Usually I grind 20 grams of coffee, I get 300 grams of liquid coming out. And my brew times are normally between like 3.5 to maybe even 4.5 minutes. I do like the sweetness in the coffee. I do like to get higher extraction. So, you know, it's what I gravitate to. Okay, first we're gonna just level things off. Now here's the modification that I've done. I have noticed that, as you guys know, this brewer, I do 6 pours. Every 30 seconds I'm pouring, okay? And by 3.5 minutes, usually it's all drained through. The pour structure is 50 grams circle, 50 grams center, and you repeat that over and over till you have your 300 grams. So 3 of each, basically. But what I have seen on some coffees, and today I want to make sure it's a lighter roast, so I want to make sure I start getting the higher extraction right away, is that with 50 grams circle pour, which is your initial pour, is not enough to fully saturate everything. So what I have done is kind of use like April's mentality. When you use the April brewer, okay, you go with 100 gram pours and you kind of do like circle and then center, right? So I think Patrick likes doing, well, I don't remember if it's 50 and 50 or 40 and 60 or something like that. He breaks it up, but basically it's 100 grams all in a row, and that will saturate everything. And that's what I've been doing here. With my first pour, I do 50 gram circle, 50 gram center, and then give it a nice little shake and make sure everything's saturated. And then I go back to the normal structure of 50 circle, 50 center until I have my 300 grams. So, but that will ensure that you saturate everything right away. Depending on the roast level of the coffee, you might prefer the other method better, okay? So just experiment, okay? All right, let's tear the scale and start the time. Okay, here we go. All right, so we're gonna do the first 100 grams. Okay, 50 circle and 50 center. Okay, right there. And then a quick little swirl. You know, even like that, everything did not get saturated. So, and that's with 100 grams. And it's still, I couldn't, you really have to really like maybe just do circles, make sure you get everything fully saturated, because yeah, it didn't all happen. So let's do the second pour. We're gonna go circle, but I am gonna try to finish wetting everything here. It is important to me to start getting, okay. So we are at 155 now. I'm gonna give it another little shake. Okay, now everything is fully saturated. And I'm starting to get the aroma. Just wonderful. Let me see if I can show you guys a little bit, but I don't wanna, again, fall behind on my pouring. But look at all the CO2. I mean, it's really degassing. Of course, this coffee is super fresh. All right, I gotta get ready for my next pour. Okay, I think I fell a little bit behind here, but I wanted to show you guys. So we're going 50 now, center. Okay, we're at 200. Everything is fully saturated now. It should slow down a bit now because I gave it the swirl, of course, some of the fines. And you know, grinding at 80 clicks on the K Plus, you're not gonna get a whole bunch of fines, but yeah, but still you will get some. And by swirling it, it kind of like spread out in there and they start to clog up the filter a bit, and then the brew can slow down a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna go with the next circle pour. Just make sure I'm washing off the sides. Okay, 250 exactly. We have another 50 grams to go. It'll be another center pour, and that'll pretty much be our 300 grams. All right, let's go with the last pour. Now, I slowed down a little bit on the pouring. Okay, we finish at 303.2 grams. We're done with the kettle, so I can turn that off. Let me show you guys the last drawdown here. Something about the steam coming up is so peaceful. But there you see it. So, you know, we're gonna go over definitely the timing that I was looking for. We're gonna be more closer to what I normally shoot for, which is 3.5 to 4.5. So if anything, I might have to grind even coarser or do obviously less agitation. But again, I want to get a full extraction. I want to make sure everything gets saturated right away. So, okay, let me show you guys. We are at, it's fully dry now. It just finished, and we're just over, just under 4.5 minutes. So I think it was 4 minutes and 20 seconds. There you see what it ended up looking like. I'll take a picture of the bed so you guys could get a better look at it. But there is no muddiness on this brew whatsoever. Again, we finished at 4 minutes and 20 seconds. It's kind of like my normal kind of thing. Maybe next time, depending on flavor, next time I might grind it at 90 clicks if I want to speed it up further. We'll see. Let's take it over to the other counter, give it a taste test, and see what it is like as far as pour over. All right, so here we go. Let's give it a good swirl. Let's serve it. I have to say, I'm pretty excited to try this. Okay, the aroma is still there. Now, you know, I think I had more when I made the espresso. But wow, it's just great. Great aroma. Oh man, this is really good. You know, I don't know if it's the Asian roasting style, because I was gonna say, you know, how different, I mean, if it's a light roast, it's a light roast. How different could it be? And I don't think I would be able to honestly identify, you know, this light roast versus another light roast and say which one is the Asian roasting style. I don't think I could do that. But they are a little bit different, I do have to say. There is a difference. I didn't expect to see, I don't know, maybe it's just the coffee. I would just say it's just the coffee, you know. I don't think, it's just me. I'm sorry, Brian, I'm just some dude. If he ever sees this video, you know, I wonder if what he'll think of it, but I'm just some dude. Now, I do say it is very, very good. It's wonderful. Okay, there is a sweetness. I do see it. Absolutely. I do see it. It's got that beautiful balance that I love, where you get a little bit of an upfront acidity, but then it just mellows out and it's very rounded, smooth, and then you get all that sweetness. It's just very balanced to me. To me, it's just very balanced. Now, would I say orange now? Well, you know, it's been suggested, so I could definitely see it. But I do get the hint of citrus. I absolutely see it. So as espresso, you know, I didn't see that. There was the acidity, but I didn't, not like citrus, not like orange, not, you know, it wasn't the same. Right here, I could definitely see it. All right, let's check it out. I know it was eucalyptus, tasting notes, orange, oolong tea. I'm not sure what that tastes like at all. Eucalyptus, I don't know what that tastes like either. And black currant. Well, we've had the red currant. You know, there's the tanginess, acidity, like berries kind of thing. I see that. So, you know, I definitely see it. Now, as processing, it's a honey process. So this does have some kind of processing. Man, it's funny how I gravitate to all these, like, you know, kind of like, not just regular wash coffees, but when they have some kind of processing, it does elevate. You know, I think I could identify that. I could actually think I could pick that out. You know, when they have some kind of special processing. And I mean, if I put them side by side with a coffee that has acidity and sweetness, but not processed, just washed, and then one that does have that processing, maybe even the same coffee, but with the processing, I think I might be able to pick them out, because it just kind of stretches there's more depth of flavor to me, and the peaks get kind of stretched out. You get a little more acidity and a little bit more sweetness, just more punchy, right? It just becomes more punchy. You know, I don't know if it's just me, but it's what I get out of it. Again, this is wonderful. I do have to say, it's great. Is it at the level of the plum coffee that I had recently from September? No, that was punchier. That was, yeah, that was, you know, it might be too much for a lot of people. This is way up there though. This is really good. Okay, this is really good. That September plum gave me that little bit extra edge, and the one from Good Brothers, the technical processing, you know, the Costa Rican with the technical processing, that one's even, wow, that one, I don't know. I'm gonna have to compare those two head to head now in January. And you guys know how I froze some of it, so I could do that end of the year comparison and get the best of. Wow, but this is excellent. It's way up there. So good job, Brian. I don't know who roasted this for you. It just says where it's roasted. It says roasted in San Jose, California. So, but if there's a particular roaster or something, you know, I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna put the little label again on screen right here for you guys so you can take another peek at that. Watch the previous video to this one where I tried it as espresso and I gave you guys my my opinion on it. It was my very first reaction of trying the coffee, and wow, there's just a wonderful thing happening here with the aroma. That's for sure, as far as aroma, number one, like I think ever. And the flavor, I mean, it's just all there. If you give me this, wow, 99% of the time, it's exactly what I want. And the same, like the Red Plum, the Good Brothers one, I mean, they're all up there. They're all like almost what I want every single time. Now, every now and then, just as, you know, like I always bring the example of pizza. I love pizza, but I don't want it every single day, you know. 99% of the time, I probably do, but just the one day that you want something else. So it's the same thing with, this is just wonderful. My goodness. Is it better as pour over than espresso? Yeah, absolutely. Maybe it's probably just me. It's probably just me. It made a great espresso. You know, for me, I don't need that much acidity in espresso. I like it. Wow, as pour over, it's magnificent. What else can I say? I mean, this coffee is wonderful. I hope that Brian succeeds at his project. Check him out. I'll put the website on the screen right here. Check out his YouTube channel. I hope that he starts giving more guidance as to like how to brew these coffees and get a more authentic flavor to what you would be tasting in the country where they developed the roast. So that would be kind of fun as well. But I just have to say, extremely good, okay? Extremely good. If there is such a thing as a 10 in coffees, this would be like a 9.7, okay? It's a really close, it's up there. Just wonderful. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this. I'm gonna let you guys go here. I hope you brewed something tasty to go along with me here. I hope you give the video a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And I hope that I was able to keep you company for a little while here and just, you know, spend a little bit of time on something simple and something that's gonna get your day started right. And maybe an escape from, you know, some of life's realities, let's just call it. But anyway, I always enjoy the time with you guys. You know, I put up a new video every Sunday morning, and a lot of times on Fridays now. I'm getting, you know, pretty consistent with the little Friday videos, trying to get as many out there as possible. But I can't commit to like every single Friday. So, and also you guys know that the Friday videos, you know, there is not such a long gap between me recording the video and for you to see it. Those Friday videos, I either recorded it a week before at most, or maybe even the same week when you're watching. The Sunday videos, like this one should be, you know, I might have recorded that, you know, 2 months ago. So, yeah, there is a long delay because for me to be consistent, I have to have quite a few videos in the pipeline to be getting them ready, to do the editing, the upload, the thumbnail. There's just a lot to it, okay? So the Friday videos are a lot, you know, I get them done really, really quickly, and I can only do that when I'm really ahead of the game on my Sunday videos. I know I can skip a week and just work on one of those Friday videos. So that's what I've been doing a whole bunch. But anyway, thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys a whole bunch. and I'll see you next week. Thanks. As espresso, okay, let's give it. Blooper.